During my Gamescom play session, I found an interesting feature in Assassin's Creed Origins that I did not see in other gameplay, and I wanted to discuss it with you while also sharing some other interesting news. As you know, loot is a huge part of Assassin's Creed Origins. You can get crafting items that you can sell at a store, gear and weapons, and while you can buy them at a shopkeeper or get them from killing enemies, another way to get them is by looking around in the area. But where to start? Well, luckily Assassin's Creed Origins got a feature that will highlight all the things that you can loot in the nearby area. So for example, here I was in a barrack in Memphis, of course one of the big cities in the game, and the cities have restricted places where you're not allowed in, that all the enemies will attack you on sight. They're filled with these enemies, like higher tier enemies, but also like lower tier soldiers that you have to kill in order to complete the area and get XP. So these areas are kind of dangerous, so also filled with a lot of loot that you can collect. So how the feature works is that you hit a button on the D-pad and then you will scan the area for all the things that are lootable, so then you don't have to miss anything. A really nice feature if you ask me. Of course, something like this was also available in Assassin's Creed Syndicate, but here it had a way other purpose, highlighting enemies and obstacles as well. While in Origins it shows an icon above the things you can loot and nothing else. You of course have your bird Senu now to attack enemies before you start a fight, but because of the amount of loot, this new feature to highlight it is more than welcome. I will be using that one a lot, and interesting is that it will probably be unlocked from the start, since there's no ability that will give you access to this one. And we of course know that because I made a video showcasing all the skills in Assassin's Creed Origins, so totally check out that video if you haven't already. Assassin's Creed Origins is really an open world RPG this time around, and we also see that in the numbers coming up of the enemies, showcasing how much damage you do. And this is of course really nice because it shows that your newly found weapon is indeed way more powerful than the weapon you had before. Well, over on Twitter, Alex asked the game director Ashraf Ismail about these numbers and if they can be turned off. Ashraf replied saying yes, they can be turned off in the options. So for everyone that wants a more standard AC experience, that is the way to go. I'll be leaving those numbers on though, because I like to see how much damage I do, but I can see why people would want to turn it off. The release date of Assassin's Creed Origins is approaching. I will have way more content up about the game as we near release and beyond, so be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on everything. Like the video to support the channel. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.